I welcome you at the workshop about theatrical methods or methods from the theater. The first thing I want to say is that I am not here to convince you to make a LARP close to theater. It's strange. But I'm here to convince you to take what you like, what you adore, what you love, and put it inside LARPs. Because I am a theatre person, I love theatre, I studied it for 7 years, I have my own theatre group, I made 7 productions of various kinds, with kids, with adults. And then I realized, okay, I do LARPs, I do theatre, I want these things to connect. So I came to Fruit of Moravia, which is my group from Czech Republic, and I said, I want to make LARP which is very close to theatre. And I asked my friend, who is a scriptwriter, and he works in TV, and I said to him, you are very good in scriptwriting, so maybe we should work together, and you will make the plot. And then I came to my friend, who is a very good actor, and I told him, you are a very good actor, maybe we should make LARP together and you will be an actor. So this is what I'm talking about. Please, if you know something, if you can, for example, make nice statues from newspapers, then maybe you can put it into LARP, because then you will enjoy it much more. And maybe you will find another people who are big fans of statues made out from newspapers. So, at first, I want to do a quick energizer with you, just to bring you on board, and then we will go through a presentation, then we will have some warm-up for LARP, and then we will play 2 scenes from a very theatrical LARP. Okay? So please stand up, make a circle. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So, the warm-up goes like this. I will make a big gesture and a sound, and then all of you will mimic it. Yeah? You will repeat it.
Okay.
And then you go, and you make a huge gesture and a huge sound, and we will repeat it. Yeah, it's very simple. And make it like what you accept you will feel in the evening after you maybe drink a few beers. Okay? So, and I will feel like, yeah! Please repeat it. Yeah! And you
Wow! Yeah! Yeah! Ouch! Ouch! More! More!
Okay, that's great. I will take this one, and we will try to run it as fast as possible through the circle. So I'll go, then you go, then you go, then you go. Yeah, and as fast as possible.
The same one, everyone?
Yes, the same one as you did. So maybe if you can start with that. Great! Thank you very much. Before we start, just to make you a little bit warm up, please take a seat, if I can tell it, so you can taste the street. about make it theatrical, make it big, and make it full of emotions. And can just
Yeah.
just ask for me. Thank you.
Could you do a hand sign so I understand?
Thank you. This is the footage from not footage, sorry, a picture from the game. All the pictures I will show you are in-game photos. This is not like staged to be photo, it's just the LARP. And this is the actor I was talking about. He's a very handsome man, and he played the main character, but it doesn't mean it was only about him. The story is like centered around him, but what is interesting about the game are the stories of all the people who are around this guy. Okay. First idea I have in mind, LARP is not a theater. Please don't tell anybody Jana Pouchlá from Czech Republic told you LARP is theater. No, please. They will kill me. And it never will be. LARP cannot be theater because these two strange words. Aesthetics means that when you go to theater or you want to see a piece of art, you want to be aesthetically touched. You want to feel that this is beautiful, that you've seen something happening, something which touches your heart. But it's not the same as immersion. It's not about feelings from your character. That is something very different. It's hard to explain. I tried to write a PhD thesis about it, and I didn't succeed. Yeah, it's hard to explain, but maybe you have an idea. It's different when you go to theater. You feel different feelings than when you are at LARP. So this is why theater is not LARP and LARP is not theater. Yeah. This is the scene about love. Maybe you can see it, and this is what the Theatrical Larp can be about. It can be nicely lighted. There can be big emotions. But it's about the actors, what they feel, what they go through. Theatrical methods can deliver an idea through different channels than just dialogue, and that's why I wanted at first place to make LARP close to theater, because I usually am a little bit bored by those LARPs that are and heads are talking, bodies doing nothing, and you can have great, you can do great things with your voice, but you can also do great things with theatre symbols, colors, lights, and so on. Yeah, El Dia de Santiago is the LARP I'm going to talk about. The photos are from this LARP. It's about... it's something like Evita in trousers. Have you seen Evita, Madonna?
Yeah.
Yeah? No? No? Somebody not. It's about the Juan Perón, the dictator from Southern America, and it's about his rise and fall. Evita is his wife, and the LARP is really highly inspired by this story, but it's not a musical. No, it's not. And it has lots of other plots and characters, because it's for 10 players. And as I said, it's about the destiny of the director's followers, not only about him, because then it will be a little bit boring and you will feel like sidekicks. Now, I have to explain a bit what is a railroad and what is sandbox. Have you ever heard about it? Yes?
No.
No.
Thank you. So, very quickly, railroad. It's what the train goes on, the rails, yeah? And the railroad is that it's very straightforward, and you can't like turn the steering wheel in a train. You can't do that. And this LARP is 99% this way. It has 12 scenes. Each scene has its own motivation, its own goal, and very prescripted ending. You know how it ends. So where is the fun? The fun is finding an interesting way how to get there. Yeah, and the opposite is sandbox. And sandbox is where kids play, where the sand is, so they can build sand castles, so they can do beautiful things with the sand. They can throw at each other. They can just have fun there, and there are no strict rules how to play with the sand. And it's the second type of LARP. Mostly, the LARPs we play here are more sandboxy than railroady. So I'm just talking about a very different kind of LARP than you experienced before here at the summer school. And the 1% of the sand in this LARP is that in a few scenes at the end of the story, some characters have a chance to choose what they want. But choose is like, I can stay in this country and get shot because there is a revolution going on and I'm against it, so probably when I stay here I will get shot, but I will be with my lover. Or I can leave the country, I can run away, and I will never see him again. Yeah, so I have option 1, option B, each of it sucks, but I have to make a decision. Yeah. The other very typical thing about this LARP is that it has an NPC, non-playing character, and he's an actor. He has a script, he has lines to say, and he's going through the whole story, not as a narrator. He plays with other characters, he encourages them to play out. Yeah, that's him. And what it is interesting about it, we made this LARP for our audience in Czech Republic, which is like 30–40% newcomers, people who never played LARP before and they just came in and tried. And we are trying different techniques how to make it as convenient for these people to experience their first LARP. And this is one of it. You have an actor and you can mimic what it is to act in LARP, like we mimic the and everybody knew what to do, because it's very simple. So he's like a role model for them. Miriam was talking about it before. Yeah, and the railroad thing is very the same. If you have a strict plot and you know how it ends, it's quite easy to get there. Yeah. So what we use in El Dia de Santiago to make it theatrical? We use sound, and there are 3 reasons why to use some kind of sounds. One is a communication between the director or lecturer, game master, and the players. When I feel as a lecturer that it should, the scene should end, I will play subtly this music, and the players know it's time to finish it. Also, this music goes through every pause between the scenes, like 12 scenes, and there are some pauses. And it's very emotional and it keeps the mood of the LARP. It's originally Portuguese revolutionary music. Most of the parts of the band, the players in the band were arrested or executed in Portugal. So, yeah, it can keep the mood or emotions, or I can... What do you think is happening?
Revolution. Yeah.
Cheering.
Yeah, we won. Yeah, it's great. And we play this music to encourage the players to cheer themselves. It's very hard if it's that silence and you have to go, yeah, great, oh, Santiago! But when you have this cheering crowd, it's much more easier to cheer with them. It's simple like this. And location. When we have this sound, Ship, yeah, ship. Sound, of course. It's a port, yeah. Because we play in a black box. And we can say you are at a ship, we can make a projection of a ship here, or we can put a big ship model here. Or we can play the music and you will, like in your imagination, you will create the port, the harbor, the ship there, because it's very easy and it's very natural. Can we go next to the sound? Light, yeah. It's very surprising. We are in a black box, so we use light. We use light also to communicate with players, to show them where to go, what to do when it ends the scene. I will show you, because I draw these things on the floor, and it's here to simulate the scene, what we have when we play El Día de Santiago. So, the scene can be happening here. This is, what do you think? A grave.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah. It's a coffin, and when we play it, we really have a real coffin here. But we drew all the way from Czech Republic, so sorry we didn't do it. And the plot of El Día de Santiago is not linear. It doesn't go like in a time straightforward, but it begins with the funeral of Santiago, and this is the last event of the plot. You get me?
Hmm.
Yeah. So it's retrospective. That's the word. I was thinking about it. Yeah. So it begins with the funeral when everybody's standing around the coffin, and they have prescripted lines, like what you say exactly, and they read it. Yeah. Then the story goes in this place. I will show you in a minute. Then, in the middle of the story, we go back to the coffin, and the players can tell what would they say to Santiago if he dies in this very spot. And of course, it differs from the beginning. And then the story goes back, and it's linear, and even things happen and go very fucked up. And then at the end, Santiago really dies. It's a surprise. And the characters again stand at the coffin, and they have their final speech, and they say what they are now thinking about Santiago when they knew the whole story. So it's like the frame. And to the scene. When we want players to play at this spot, we just put a flash of light, and sometimes the scenes can be like not only at one spot for the whole time, but maybe there is something happening, and I want to go there. So when I finish my goal here, that I have prescripted, like here I want to tell you that you really pissed me off because of what you done to my mother. You shot her and you shouldn't do it. And when I'm done screaming at you, I go there, and the director can help me with the lights. Yeah, so I see I should go here because it's the time, and here I can tell you something very different. So it can make these dramatic situations, and of course there's not just two spaces, it is also here.
Now you must move.
Yeah, go away. What do you think I can do here?
Hold the speech.
Speech. Great. This is the flag, this is the table, so probably I will give a speech here. So the spaces are not only to divide the space, but it's also thematical. Like there are always speeches, and the place looks like there will be speeches. Yeah. This is one of the funeral scenes. As you can see, the police are around and saying something to Santiago. This is one of the stylized things in this LARP, because we can open the coffin and put Santiago in it. So he'll be lying back down and we cover it, and players can talk to the coffin, or he couldn't be there at all. But he's sitting there as a ghost of Santiago to make the person real. And it's very different when you are talking to a piece of wood, or when you are talking to a real person and telling him, I hate you because you ruined my life, and I can't imagine how you can have done things you did, and so on and so on. Yeah. Stage, yeah. You can be on stage or off stage. When you are on stage, it means you are in this area. When you are off stage, you are standing here. Not all the scenes are for all players or for all characters, so sometimes you are there as an audience, and it's great because it makes people act out what they feel. You can stand here and say somebody, I love you so much, I can't imagine how my life would be without you. Or you have audience and you won't tell them what is going on in the situation, so you will act out, I really love you and I just can't imagine my life without you, and it will be very different. So the reason why to have audience, not audience from the outside, you bring your mother and say, look, this is LARP, but audience who are involved in LARP is very good.
It's all the players who's not in the scene.
Yeah, only the players who are not in the scenes. Starting position, it means that for each of the 12 scenes, you get paper like this, and you will find where are you standing at the beginning of the scene. It can be a theme of your character, like when you are standing here, you will probably give a speech, and we will get there later. It's also to make it as clear and as easy as possible, because it gives you like the first impulse for the scene. When I'm standing to somebody very close, then we probably will discuss the things at the first place. Yeah, and I explained the coffin already, so let's go. This is, can we put lots here? This is how the scenography looks like in the game. You can, these spaces are not taped, they are higher, like big tables. Sorry? Benches? It's something like bench, but it's pretty big.
You can stand on them. It's like stage element.
And when you are not playing, you're standing like, where are you sitting? Okay. Scenography and symbols, that's my favorite part. Of course, you can put there some symbolic scenography elements to make the theme more interesting. We have colors. If you can put the next slide, please. Yeah. This is flag and it's blue, and the blue color in the whole game means no. The blue color means the old regime. It means America, our our enemies. Thank you. You are very good in Czech. So a character who is from America has big blue belt, so you can see he's American. And yellow means revolution. So when the students want to make a big gesture, they will ruin the blue flag with yellow stripes, because it symbolizes that we want to ruin the country. And of course, when we have revolution leaflets, they are yellow because it's revolution, and so on and so on.
And the red?
The red?
The red.
Yeah, not all of the colors have their symbol, because it would be quite messy. But for example, Santiago this guy usually plays Santiago, but this is a different character at this picture. But he usually has a yellow belt, and his wife, Elena, has a yellow skirt. So at the first sight you can see they are meant to be with each other, even though at the beginning of the game they are not even dating. Yeah, but you can see at the first sight that probably something will happen. Yeah, flowers. Flowers are used as some kind of symbolic prop, and it means cheerful emotions, something nice, something beautiful. So when somebody wants to propose to someone, he will give him a flower and make a speech, of course. Or when there is a celebration of the revolution, then Santiago will give everybody a flower. So it's like encouraging these emotions. Yeah, and at the end, the flowers are used for the funeral scene when everybody has a flower, and he talks to Santiago, so it's kind of in the opposite, but then at the end they will throw the flower at the coffin. Or if they want to express themselves differently, they will throw it to Santiago because he's sitting there. They are ugly, they are artificial, but it works.
Are all the flowers the same color, or have you like both blue and yellow?
We have only yellow flowers because yellow is the revolution and it's the aim of the game. And of course we have props. We have really real looking gun, which is heavy, and you really have the feeling that you have gun in your arm. And when you want to shoot somebody, or not want to, but you have in your script that you are going to shoot somebody, then you slowly point with the gun at him. It's always the end of the scene, and then the lights go down and you hear the sound of the shot.
Thank you very much.
It's because the game is serious, it's not comedy, it's a farce, and when you point at somebody and make the sound with your mouse, or even we can play the sound, but it's with the lights on, and he acts out like, oh, shut. Then it will be probably funny, and we don't want this, so we work with the gun this way. And as well, sometimes the police or army comes to the scene to arrest somebody, and they have this
baton
baton,
and
yeah,
beating sticks.
beating sticks for the police, yeah, the heavy one. And as well, they are real, they are really heavy, and you can injure somebody if you do it. So we tell players don't use it in a real way, but you can smash these benches, or you can make sound with it. And of course there is a rule that it gives you power, and if somebody holds this stick, then you have to kneel down and obey, do everything they tell you. So this is scene of stylized scenes. Yeah, we use stylized scenes, but I will not explain you right away what it is, because we will try it in a few minutes, and then you will have better idea what it looks like. Yeah. This is the scene of the funeral. Everybody's holding a flower and thinking about what they want to tell to Santiago. Workshop, yeah. Before the game, we have 1 hour workshop where we teach the players what they need to know for this kind of LARP. Again, I tell you, it's very different from what you've played before at this LARP summer school. So please take it this way. It's a very different LARP. Then after the hour, there's like 2.5 hour of LARP, and then it's like 30 minutes of discussion. So the whole thing lasts for 4 hours. It's one evening, this LARP. And the things we teach them is that there always has to be one focus point at the scene, which means in a normal LARP, like when we played When Our Destiny Meets, the director of the game sometimes made cut, and I'm interested to what you are doing, and everybody focused on them. This Alvia de Santiago is much more subtle, and we just want to teach them that all the time there has to be one focus. Yeah, that we don't want to melt the game into lots of focal points, because then it will be messy and you don't have any clue what's going on. Because the scenes are very short, that's the main reason why. And we teach the actors to act out, because when you have the goal of the scene, I want to propose this woman, I can go to her and say, will you marry me? And she says yes, and then the game would not last for 2.5 hours and maybe 30 minutes. It would be very boring and very silly. So we teach them how to get there in an interesting way, okay? And we will try this one. Please make couples, and it would be great if it can be boy-girl couple if possible. If not, hey, girl-girl couple. And really go stand together.
Yeah.
Great.
I'll be the boy.
Makes more sense.
I don't think there's enough voice, but there's lots of voice over there.
Yeah, that was not one person plays the boy, one plays the girl, but the actual.
Okay, how many people?
Yeah.
I can be boy extra.
Extra boy.
We're a girl.
No, we have couples, so it's okay. Yeah.
Don't you have phones in Belarus without sound?
So what are we going to do? You in a couple are in a situation when the boy, sorry boys, but in a couple's way it's a girl or it's you choose who is a boy. He, at the beginning of the scene, he proposes. He say, will you marry me? And the scene will last, the scene will last for 3 minutes. And at the end of the 3 minutes, the girl says yes or no. And the whole scene is about what you are going to do in between.
Once again, sorry.
You have to pay attention now
Because we are very attractive with that flower, and so we didn't feel what it is.
Okay. Once again, please, everybody listen. Maybe I'll send something different, maybe not. At the beginning of the scene, you will propose. Then you will act out for 3 minutes, maybe some kind of embarrassment, or that you are very in love, or they are hesitating, I don't know. And at the end of the 3 minutes, when I tell you do it, the girl says yes or no. Yeah. So the scene is about what's going in between, how we get there. Yeah. And please try to use much more physical and less verbal acting. It will be much more interesting if you go around each other, express it like you really don't know, you are nervous or something like this, then just stand close to each other and talk. Yeah? Great. And we will play some music for the background. So please prepare.
And maybe use the whole space.
Prepare and 3, 2, 1 and go!
I know yellow is it's just there, and I'm just so surprised. Don't be sad. I was waiting.
I was hoping you'd be glad.
I am. sorry. I wasn't expecting it. It's very soon. Will you marry me? I'm with you. I still want to what should we do then? I'm going to get and you want to do
2 minutes! 2 minutes! 2 minutes! Go ahead!
and you want to do yes. I want to kind of think. I just have no best part. It's like Stop. Will you marry me? Please, please. Yes, I do. Will you marry me, please? This is a big part of the it's like yes.
Freeze for a minute. The last minute will be without any words. I don't want you to be a mime. Please don't do. No, but please be realistic. But you are out of words. You just don't have anything more to say. Just yes or no. But you say yes or no after I tell you at the end. Okay?
Act it.
Act it out. Go.
Daquela igreja vimos ser tradicional. Na porta daquela igreja vimos ser tradicional. Na volta do
And your final statement. Say it.
Yes.
It was great. Thank you.
It was very.
Have you felt some change in the atmosphere when you stopped talking?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Better.
Yeah. Please remember when you larp, it's great to shut up for a while. Yeah. What are we going to do next? We are going to play some larp. Please give me the flowers.
Yes.
Jävla vanskelig och skruta inte på den utan att det skulle bli fantastiskt.
A few years ago.
And please stay in a circle so I can count you. Okay. 16. Yeah. I will need 10 people. 6 people will just watch for a minute. And then we switch. The 6 people will take some characters and 4 will stay for the second scene. We will play 2 scenes from El Dia de Santiago. They are translated for you. And the first scene is about the students who are planning the revolution. You've seen a picture from the scene. It was with the blue flag and the yellow stripes. It will be up to you how to act it out, but please do everything what's in a script. Yeah? Okay, I will just give you characters. These 10 people will now play. Then for the second scene you will jump in, okay? There are more men characters, but never mind. We have Dolores. She's a femme fatale of this game. Every man loves her and every woman adores her, and it will be you. We have Padre. He's priest, and he's the oldest character, and he encourages young people to involve in revolution. It will be you. We have Paul, and he's an American guy, very rich one, and the whole nation kind of needs him because he is the money, and it will be you. And we have Miguel Hidalgo. He's a general, the head of the army for Americans and then for Santiago's regime. It happens, and it will be you.
General.
We have Manuel. He's best friend of Santiago. He always supports him. He always stays at his side, and it will be you. Then we have Ramon. He is an actor, very famous one, and he's kind of rational thinking in this all hot heads kind of nation. He's very different from everybody, and you. Then we have Bernardo Higgins. He's okay. He's in love with Maria. Maria is the radical revolutionist, and Bernardo is just trying to keep her from any trouble, and it will be you. Then we have Maria Morelos, the radical revolutionist. She's a daughter of Dolores and Manuel. Yeah? And we have Elena. She's the first lady and Santiago's wife, and it will be you. And then we have Cornelio Saavedra. He's the radical revolutionist. He's not enemy of Santiago, but they are always like two competing. Yeah. And of course we have Santiago, and it will be Pavel. Like I said, it's an actor. He's out of the game, but he's not the actor who usually does it. Yeah. So please read the character description and the first scene, which is the scene 3. And it's called The Revolution Starts. Yeah?
Where's Maria?
Oh, Maria.
Who's Elena?
Okay.
Who's Elena?
Elena?
You're Elena, okay.
And well, Dolores. Dolores. And I don't think she's she left. Oh. You're Dolores.
So name tags.
You left me? No? Yeah.
So we can see
Mr. Manuel? Yeah.
Please put on the name tags. It will make it much more easier.
Miguel? Who's Miguel? Wait, Maria? Yeah. Miguel is in mine. Miguel? But it says, but she left you. Maria was a little girl.
Please adjust according to this scheme here. That's where I'm supposed to start a scene.
Yeah, this is the table.
Okay.
No.
But it's in Czech.
Just look to the final number 3. You see the stage. You see it's the same picture.
Here, you are removed. So you are here.
Me as well?
No, you are generally used to.
Okay, me too, but we'll just tell everyone else to do it. Yes. 4.
Yeah, and please, everybody, this girl who has name tag Vicente Guerrero, she's Padre. It's written at the top. so you don't like, so you
And she's
recognize
the
her.
oldest, the
Yeah.
priest and
Yeah.
authority.
Yes.
Yes. Who's Paul? I'm Paul. Good morning, guys.
They are the soldiers in the scene. Yeah?
Cornelio.
Are you ready? Sure. If you have any questions, just ask.
Where is Paul again?
Paul is you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I will tell you when to join the scene. Yeah. So just listen to me. Okay, we will start. I will read a few sentences. I will read a few lines, then the light goes up, music ends, and we start. Yeah. Scene 3, revolution starts. The upcoming leaders of revolution are at the age of 18. They finish school and a whole life lies in front of them. Meanwhile, the revolution movement starts and grows in the country. Students all across the country want the freedom of their nation and they are ready to fight for it. And one of these revolution centers appeared also in a Santiago school. Cornelio was their leader. It's June the 15th, 1918.
We got them printed! Ladies and gentlemen, friends and comrades! The people of this country, they are on the brink. And these leaflets, these yellow leaflets, are what's gonna bring them over to our side and start this revolution.
Hey!
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the start of a new future. Are you ready for it?
Yeah! Of course we are.
You can do better than that. Are you ready for it?
Yeah!
Good. Then start the distribution. There's enough for everyone.
Hello, friends.
Hello.
I came here to join the cause, obviously.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
You think through this?
I have.
Okay. Our cause needs all able men.
I
Want them?
am. This
You know
is-
what to do?
Yes, yes. Yes. This is beautiful, beautiful work.
It's what the people need.
Yes. We should keep
Oh,
that
hey.
in mind.
Cornelio, sorry for interrupting, but I got information that the army is moving on you.
Army?
They know about this meeting and they're dispatching some troops to arrest you. You need to leave the premises.
No, we can save this place.
I think we should leave.
We can save this place.
We have to stay.
Outside.
We're waiting so important. So what if we get arrested? We need to work on it.
But we need to spread the leaflets. If we're going to be caught, that's just stupid.
We are on the brink. We cannot leave this place.
This place is not what's going to start a revolution. You people are.
I believe Carmelo should save this place.
Seriously? Then if you are caught right now at this time,
We will stay.
continue.
If you want to leave,
It's
I'm doing
crazy.
this.
Get on with the work. I'm also leaving because that's crazy.
What's going on here?
Well, exactly what I was looking for. What? What are you doing?
On your knees. On your knees. Quickly, quickly. On your knees.
On your knees. Don't
On your
obey
knees.
us, so
On your
everyone.
knees.
On your knees!
We should take him. The priest and Cornelio are the main
Are you the
guys
leader
here.
of this?
Yeah, we are.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, for sure.
And you're coming with us. Arrest them.
No.
Arrest them.
Traitor. Our cause won't dial this, you know.
Bring them up. You are staying.
You must
your peace.
This is a terrible thing that just happened. We cannot stop. You all heard Cornelio.
The revolution
Because-
goes on.
Yes, yes, it goes.
So what if they take our leaflets? We make new ones. It's about the people.
Exactly, exactly.
You should
We
take it.
will go on, and yes, yes. I will take it. I will take the lead, and we will go on with the cause.
To honor our friends.
Yes, yes. For that and for the people, of course.
We have these ideas. We can still Great, thank you.
Bravo!
Okay, audience, is it fun to look at it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, we'll do it. So, we will move a little bit forward. We will play out the scene 7. Please stay in a semicircle. You with the name text. Okay? Those with the name text in a semicircle. Yeah, and you guys please take a row you want.
I think since
Just
I'm
go
an
to-
organizer, I should.
Yeah, just go to somebody and take their papers and equip. And before you read the scene 7, I will tell you what happened in between so it makes more sense for you.
Yeah, you should also take on.
Speech snack. Speech
I already played
Once?
twice or 3 times.
Okay, please listen to me for a minute. I will tell you what happened in between the scene 3 and the scene 7, so it makes sense for you what you read. Cornelio and Padre were arrested, you've seen it, but they were in prison for the whole 15 years. Finally, the revolution succeeded and Santiago became a president and married Elena. And then Cornelio and Padre are free, but Cornelio, who's in love with Elena, sees that she's Santiago and he lost almost everything. But the country is still poor, Americans emigrated, schools are closed, there is no education, it's the problem especially for Maria and Bernardo. And Americans came with the first offer to Santiago that they want to be financially involved in the country, and he threw them away. So the nation is rebelling, it's very poor, there's hunger and so on, and Padre leads students, especially Maria, to protest against Santiago and make the same gesture they made 15 years ago, to print the leaflets, destroy the blue flag, and so on and so on. But Santiago sends a military force and he crushes this protest. So he acts out for the first time like a dictator. And this scene is right after the military force take away Padre and Cornelio for the second time, and they are imprisoned. And this scene is the stylized one, as I talked about, so please don't take it rationally. Just enjoy the screaming and the emotions that are in the scene. Okay? Now please read your text.
Scene 7, yeah?
Yeah, scene 7. Yeah, and Arland is holding, where are you standing?
It makes more sense if you look at the colors.
I'm Cornelio.
Where's Marie? Where's my daughter? Marie? Here?
So Jana?
Yeah?
When you do this in the theater and people don't know from before, how do you solve this? Is it like this? Are people like going like this when you do it in a promoter?
Like you mean the process?
Yeah, the confusion before they are ready for the scene. How do you fix that?
Yeah, we the lights go off at the end of the scene. Then there is 6 lights where the audience are standing, and you have your own papers where this is written. So you just go there, have a check, and then go back and continue with the scene. You mean this?
Yeah, but I'm wondering if people sometimes make mistakes and go to
Yeah,
two characters try to take the same spot for it.
It's very easy to correct them because I'm there for the whole time and there are 3 lecturers involved to arrange this whole thing.
Okay, so you are sort of a shadow.
Yeah.
So if she stands wrong, you say, hey, go there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's off. I think it's the whole shot. On the loose?
Yeah, please. In a minute you'll understand why. You don't want to be in the middle. Okay, are you ready? Great, then please put the papers down. During the scene there will be a siren. Can you please play it? There will be a siren and it is the sound.
Where is it? On the top?
This is the sound. So, no, please just stop. I will read a few sentences and then the lights go down, the siren sounds and you start, okay? The scene 7, scream on the streets. Shocking police attack woke up the whole nation. Everybody is scared of the strength of Santiago's reaction. People stopped protesting and bowed their heads. It seemed to be a calm and peaceful country, but it was boiling inside. Santiago was no longer a hero of revolution. He became a crushing force, a dictator. Streets are full of scream and shouting. Words and ideas are melting. Only one emotion is clear: hate. It is August the 15th, 1935.
What? You are in his Why did you always so much? Why did you know that? No, it was yours, the problem. Yes, that's why you were asking us all the time. No, seriously, come on. Our restaurants are freezing, people are dying over here, and you were following it. No! We all followed. We followed. I wasn't there. We let before everything happened, and then you didn't get the point. You didn't kill these people and put them up. That's what's the reason. No, you didn't. You just also noticed that. That's all true. You were there in cars for this stuff, and he didn't. And that's not wrong. No, he wrong. He was smiling. I know. That's not true. So what is she? You shouldn't have followed me. I haven't Bye, everyone.
I'll never speak to you again.
Okay, thank you. Please brief in, brief out. Whatever it is. Okay, this is pretty much it. I hope you like it. I hope you know better what I meant with the stylized scene. This is not how it happened. You probably met somewhere in the streets and it looked very different, but the idea is to put as lot of emotions in there as possible. Of course, the people in the middle were dealing with more emotional, subtle problems or maybe nice emotions, and you created like a screaming atmosphere for them. And of course, yeah, you were interrupted by the others, so you couldn't hear each other. And this is quite the point of the scene. Yeah. Right after the scene, maybe you heard it. Lots of you said, "I will kill Santiago" or something like this. Right after the scene, Santiago is being shot, but he survives, and nobody knows who was it. So the scene is also like a climax for this situation, because there is a big hate and big anger, and right after there is an attentat.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah. Somebody tries to kill.
Assassination.
Assassination. Yeah. Okay, any comments on this kind of LARP?
I have a question. The audience, are they kind of stationed on one side, or are they allowed to walk around and see the scene from all sides?
No, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they are not the real audience.
No, I know, it's the other
players.
actors. I just wondered because now, for instance, I was really interested in something going on over there, but I had no idea what it was. So I just, because of the people in front, so I just wondered.
It's still LARP, it's about the players that are actually in the scene, not the audience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But for example, Arland saw it as an audience in our LARP festival, and it was quite interesting because he didn't understand a word. It was all in Czech.
But I cried several times.
Yeah. But he had a really strong reaction to this because it's pretty clear what's going on. Okay, any other comments?
We're very short of time. Some quick.
Quick, no. If you are interested, yeah.
I really liked practicing acting out before doing the scenes. I thought that was very good. And I love that we had to stop speaking. We didn't. That helped very much.
I really encourage you to maybe find out some theatre techniques from Viola Spolin or some advice. I can give you some practical advices if you ask me at lunch. Some theatre and actors exercises before LARP because it really helps people to act out and make the LARP more emotionally packed. Yeah. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed.